Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Michael and this is Mike Mode Fashion Tutorial. We actually started a series in our last video on dart manipulation. Okay, we started working on dart manipulation, and what we did in the last video was we worked on the how to transfer darts, having darts on your we're having our French darts. Okay, transferring the waist darts to the side, giving us the French darts, and also the side dart, or which is the straight dart. So we're going to continue in that series right now. Okay, so this is my bodice I have here. This is my front bodice. Please, if you have not seen that video in the last video I did on this, please go check it up. Okay, in the description box below, please just check for the video I did last on dart manipulation. So this is a continuation of that video. Okay, before we continue with this, we would like to go on a short break. Please don't leave the dial. Alright guys, you're welcome back to my channel at this point in time. Okay, let's continue what we started last week. Okay, so last week we were able to do the French dart and also the side dart. Okay, so we'll be manipulating in continuation of our dart manipulation. Today we are going to be working on the mid armhole. Okay, we'll be working on the mid armhole. Okay, so this is my main pattern. Please, if you have not seen how this pattern was drafted, please, there's a link at the description box below. You can go check it up on how this bodice was drafted. Okay, so today we are going to be working continuing with our dart manipulation. Remember I said dart manipulation has to do with transfer of darts from one part of the pattern frame to the other, okay, without actually changing the size or the fit of the garment. Okay, so if you have not seen the last video, please go check it up on this series. So in continuation of that, we are going to be working on the mid armhole. Now looking at this pattern I have here, this is the armhole of the pattern. Okay, so I'll be working on the that's the mid armhole. I'm going to be transferring this waist dart to the middle of the armhole. So I've been able to measure this, and this is my midpoint, and that's why I just put a little mark there to be able to locate the midpoint of that. Okay, so if you have not seen this that video before, please go check it up again. Like I repeat before now. Okay, this I talked about two methods of dart transfers. Okay, I talked about two techniques of transferring darts. I talked about the slash spread method and the pivotal transfer technique. Okay, so these are the two techniques I talked about in the last time. So this time around, we want to transfer this dart to the mid armhole. So starting with the first technique, which is the slash spread technique. So I've been able to take a line from my bust point, which is also my apex, to the middle of the armhole. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to slash. So I'll be slashing from the middle of the armhole to the bust point and not through the bust point. I'll be slashing to the bust point and not through the bust point. Okay, so I'm going to get a tape and close this up. Okay, so using my tape, I'll be closing this dart up. Okay, this dart manipulation has to just do with, you know, something we are familiar with, like when a door closes, another one opens automatically. So that's what it looks like right now. Okay, when a door closes, another is opened immediately. Okay, okay, so I'll just close it up. Okay, I've been able to close this up. The next thing I'll do is to take the paper, place this on top. Okay, let me use the back. Okay, so I'll just take this tape this up. And tape this up also, okay? For the sake of emphasis, I'll redraw my dart legs. So from the bust point, this is the bust point, I'll redraw my dart leg. Okay, so after redrawing that, I'm going to now through my dart. So picking one leg of the dart, the upper part. Mind you, remember from the series I started from, that's coming from this side, they automatically go down as you through the dart, okay? So you're going to through the dart facing this direction. You always through the dart facing this direction, okay? You can see the arc I have here. It has to arc. If it doesn't arc, then you're not doing it right. So with my tracing wheel, I'm going to trace this up. Okay, I'm going to be tracing this. All right. Okay. Oh, because I don't have enough paper here, so I might not. However, okay, you can see that this same side matches very well. Okay, so at this point, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be adding a seam allowance to the side. However, there was something I did in the last video, starting this dart manipulation. There was something I didn't say in the last video, which is most times when you are going to be sewing up this dart, you don't sew up the dart from the apex or the bust point. You don't want to have that pointy look to your dart. So you have to come down by 1 inch and redraw your dart leg. Okay, you're going to come down by 1 inch and redraw your dart leg. Okay, so coming down by 1 inch, you redraw your dart leg and you throw this. Okay, so by the time we sew this up, we would actually end up with a dart at the mid armhole. Okay, at the mid armhole. A dart at the mid armhole. Okay, so this is the slash method. Right now we want to go to the pivotal transfer technique. So right now we'll be using the pivotal transfer technique. The first method we used, or the first technique we used, was the slash spread. Okay, so we remember that we are transferring this waist dart to the middle of the armhole. So with this pattern I have here, I've been able to label this part, this dart leg, as A, labeling this dart leg as B. Then the midpoint of my armhole I labeled C. So this time around, with the push pin I have in my hand, I'm going to actually make a hole, or probably punch through this pattern just to hold this pattern in place. Okay, if you have an awl can still do the job. Okay, so what I'll do from here is that I'll trace the pattern starting from this A point. I'll trace the pattern. Okay, okay, trace the pattern. Okay, so I'm actually going to stop tracing at this point C. Okay, I'm actually stopping at this point C. That's why I stopped tracing my pattern. I'll stop at this point C. So by the time I stop at this point C, what I do is that I'm going to pivot. Okay, I'm going to pivot or pivot from this B to this A this way. Okay, so I'll trace the remaining of the pattern. Stopping at C also. Stopping at C. So I just remove my pattern. Okay, Then I'll draw my dart length. Okay, so this is the pivotal transfer technique. So the next thing I'll do is just to throw my darts, okay, and come down by 1 inch, because you cannot sew directly on the bust point. You don't want to have a bust looking like a cone, okay? A bust is supposed to look like a mound. It's supposed to be rounded, okay? So by bringing this down, you're releasing fullness, and it gives the bust that roundness it needs. So all right, guys, we have been able to actually learn 2 methods of how to transfer this dart from the mid armhole, that's from the waist to the mid armhole, and we actually used 2 techniques, which were the slash spread technique and the pivotal transfer technique. So this time around, I'm going to transfer this to a calico fabric. I'm going to cut this and I'm going to sew, and you're going to see the end result. All right, guys, at this moment I've been able to sew. Now you can see, looking at the darts we have on this garment right now, you can see it's actually at the mid armhole, okay? The darts at this side and the dart at this side is actually at the mid armhole, okay? So what I want us to look at right now is this actual measurement of this bodice is not supposed to be for this mannequin, but we're just using this mannequin for the purpose of demonstration, okay? There's a particular measurement I used, okay, of the model I used for, you know, while I did the measurement demonstration, some videos I did, okay, in the last time, okay? So, but I just use this for the purpose of demonstration. However, just for us to be able to see that, okay, that our dart is actually at the mid armhole, okay? All right, guys, at this moment we have come to the end of this tutorial. Please, if you're just joining this channel for the very first time, or you have been watching this video, you have been seeing this video, you've not subscribed, please do so now. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Send me thumbs up, even send me messages, or you could comment on my channel, okay? So till I come your way again, do have a wonderful time. Keep practicing. Remember that practice makes perfect, okay? Keep practicing, keep learning. Do have a nice time. Bye-bye.